So I got the play mat. Yeah. So today's skirmish, my third skirmish for and probably my last skirmish. So I got it, but no, I did not win this. I got this on Yuanji last week. I told you he sold it to me, so I'm just happy I got it. Today I went. I went to the doubleheader with at Unison's game and Akiba Underground in Connecticut. It's a longer video, and I recap almost every single match. So I want you to take a look and check it out. All right, let's see. All right, guys. So I'm in front of Unison's Game Cafe. It's been a long hour and a half drive, but it's worth it because Unison's Game Cafe. My boy David, I got to show support. He's been there since the very beginning, since I started Fab back in January, February of last year, 2021. So and he did a skirmish, so I'm gonna go there and try my best with my Reinhardt. So I'll catch you up later, see how it is for my first round. Okay, bye. Unison's Game Cafe out in Connecticut. Right, so this is the back entrance. You get the front entrance is still in construction. So we got some starter decks here for you to start. From here. There's my man David, and we got Michael Sean. Okay, these guys are doing a great job. We got over here is the stream room.
The other Visceral I lose?
Oh yeah, that's right. Sam
So there's the stream room. You guys just finished? Yeah. We got awesome stream room. What up? Okay. So Michael, Sean, and David are co-owners of this place. Got here, we got more side.
It's great with
Roll. Got rooms after rooms. So you got one room right here. One room in here. Another room in here. Okay. Over here is where the cafe, they got the bathroom. And this is where they're renovating, which is the cafe. You got a espresso machine, so once everything's up and running, you can order all your orders online too if you want to. So they say. So it's a very nice place. They could host up to like 100 people, or close to 100 people here. So that's all. Okay, so I just finished the game 1 against an Icelander, and I won. But man, that guy was lucky. His name was Bart. Bart's a cool guy. And my first turn at Blood Rush Bellow, he played Channel Lake Frigid from his arsenal. Gave me a Frostbite token, and also everything cost 1. So my claw my first claw would cost actually 4. And I couldn't really do much. I was like, oh, I have no more resources after that. And then my last turn, I play another Blood Rush Bellow. I had him on 1. I played another Blood Rush Bellow, and again another Channel Lake Frigid. But luckily he was at 1 already, so he couldn't do anything. So I Blood Rush Bellow, and then I discarded a Beast Within, and I drew enough resources where I had also a Barraging Beatdown. So a Barraging Beatdown intimidated the last card out of his hand and swung for that one, the first claw for 8. And he's at 1, he had no cards in hand, so that was game. So let's see how it goes for round number 2. I'll be back for it. Okay, so second game I played against a Prism, and I really feel bad because her name was Emma. Emma, you see this? I apologize. I'm not trying to gloat or anything. So Emma was playing Prism, and she matched up with a Reinhardt, which is a hard matchup. It's not a guaranteed win on my end, but she was on an uphill battle for that, and I kind of hit her pretty hard, and also I could break her Phantasm. So she did a really good turn where she did a Phantasmoplasm, and she looked at my hand. I had a red Barraging Beatdown, a Blood Rush Bellow, I think a Savage Feast, and another red, I forgot what it was. But she looked at it, and she already popped her Dreamweaver, so she doesn't care about the 6, but she chose to pick the red Barraging Beatdown instead of the Blood Rush Bellow, which is, it's only because she didn't know too much, but David is actually telling her about it. So next time she sees that, definitely I won't get lucky if I ever see her. She's gonna definitely take that Barraging Beatdown. I mean, not the, I'm gonna say the Blood Rush Bellow. right? So let's go for round 3. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so I just played against a Kasai round 3. I lost, and it was just unfortunate. I drew a lot of reds in the beginning, and most of my hands were like 3 reds and 1 yellow, 3 reds, 1 yellow. I couldn't really do it. All I gotta do is block as much as I can, try to prevent his copper, and then come back with like a vanilla 6 or something like that. Try to at least take some cards out of his hand. And when I really had something in my hand, he goes, "Boys of War." I'm like, shoot, I really got blocked this because he has 2 counts on his Minerva, meaning if I let Spoils of War hit, he creates 2 copper out of that, plus what was also essentially 3, and then he gets to search for that blood on my hand, so I couldn't do that. So I blocked it out perfectly, discard all my hand, and then the next one, I got something good again. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do at least a hit, like, and he goes Spoils of War one more time. So 2 Spoils of War back to back. I had to really cycle all my hand. I had to literally let go of my whole entire hand because I wasn't gonna give him like at least 3 to 6 token, copper token with the blood in hand coming in. And so I couldn't do much. And towards the end, I was like wondering in my head, like, where are all my blues? Towards the end, that's when I drew a clan where it's like 3 blues. I think 2 Scan Sketch clan and a blue barraging beatdown or something like that. So my blues were all stacked down to the bottom. And it happens, you know, you can't really get too tilted on those things. Like, hey, sometimes you get good cans, sometimes you don't, and that's how it is. And the good thing is it's pool play, and I didn't lose the first 2 games, the first 2 turns, so I might be able to make it top 8. We'll see. I'm gonna see if I make it. I got 2 more games to play, round 4 and round 5, and hopefully I make it. Hopefully I beat them, and if I beat them, I have a pretty good shot of going to top 8. Well, let's see. Stay tuned. So I just lost my second game. Right, so my 4th game of the day, but it's my 2nd loss. So I'm 2-2 now. So chances of me getting to the top 8 is very slim, very slim. Maybe there's people that drop, but those people that are winning, I don't think they're gonna be dropping anytime soon. So I guess this might be it for me today. So just a recap of what how my game just went was I played against an Earthy Briar. And he was just outputting so much damage to me. He pulled out a Channel Lake Heroic 1 turn, and he was able to keep it for 2 turns. And he hits me 1 time with, I think, the Force of Nature. So he gets a +1. The Channel Heroic gets a +3, so that's 4. And then he hit with the Lightning Strike to it, so it's 9. If it hits, 9 go again because he was able to play 2 with the embodiment of Lightning. And it hit for 9. If it hits, he gets to draw a card based off of Force of Nature. So I couldn't let 9 go through, and then with his go again. So I had to block that out. And there was one of the turns where I was just hoping to survive. I wanted to let go 1 card out of my hand. That's it. I was able to. So I had 2 Barraging Beatdown, 1 yellow, 1 blue, a Pack Hunt, and a yellow Barraging Bighorn. And I was able to release the Barraging Bighorn. It's like, okay, I could release that out. And I had a Hardened Cross Trap, so what my next turn was trying to do is barraging with a Pack Hunt from the Cross and Cross Trap to play for free. So that's 3 Intimidate. So coming in for 9, 3 Intimidate. Oh no, it was 5 plus 6, no, 11. 11 with 3 Intimidate. So that was it. But then he was doing lethal to me because I had nothing left. I had to let go of the 1 blue Intimidate. So that was it. Let's see what the 5th match is gonna be. Oh man, lost. That's it. I'm out of the top 8. 2 and 3. I can't believe it. Lost to a Kano. Didn't really have any Blood Rush Bellows. He did like he wasn't like drawing the nuts on me or anything like that, but he did a good amount of damage. Where the end where I decided to Barraging beat down on him, and he's like, okay, let me just try it. So he did. He top decked a Sonic Boom. Guess he did the Eye of Idia. Sonic Boom for 4. I blocked 3. Then he uncovered a Red Voltic Bolt. So that's coming in for 5. I think I was at 9 at that time. Like, you know what? Let me just take it. I figured he got that Blazing Aether, but if he does, like that's it. Because I had nothing left in my hand. I had like a yellow Beast Within and a red Swing Big. If I block that out, that pretty much I had no turn, and he's still gonna do damage to me. So I was like, oh, you know what? So I let it hit. So he hit me a total of 6. He cracked the Storm Strider, and then he pulled out the Blazing Aether from the arsenal. That was it. So I am 2 and 3 lost. So I'm definitely not going to top 8 in this one. Maybe I'll get lucky for Akiba Underground. So that's gonna be it for me today for Unison Game. I'll see you in Akiba. Peace. Here in front of Akiba Underground, venue number 2. So this place I love this place, mainly because they have Gundams and all that stuff. So let's see round 2. Let's see if I can try to do better with Reinhardt. Probably get those Blood Rush Fellows, because after in the last games I just played, Blood Rush Fellows didn't happen. And maybe I should do something better with Blood Rush Fellow. Let's see how it is. Alright, maybe I can do things without the Blood Rush. So let's check it out. Alright, this is the Akiba Underground venue. Okay, that's the start. You get to go inside. And you get a whole array of anime cards collections. Got all your figurines. Your mangas. All the hobbies. Hobby accessories. Gundams and all the perfect grades. Got your Warhammers. More Warhammers. You got your deck box, sleeves, binders. More Gundams. There it is. Pokemon. There's a lot in here. Plushies, board games. More, you want dices and all that stuff. Snacks too. These these things are adorable. You have cosplay one. Then you go to your second room. This is the playroom, the game room. Wow, look at that. They're ready. You have arcades and everything too. Ninja Turtles. Oh, I'm gonna pop up and play some of these games. So yeah, this place is, it's like a candy store for me. All around. Got a nice little tablecloth. They're ready for the skirmish events. Alright, that should be doing it for everybody. Let's see how I do. Okay, so I forgot to do the recap on the first game. So first game I lost to a Kasai. It seems like every time I get a Blood Rush Fellow, which barely I get a Blood Rush Fellow, and it seems like whenever I get one, they found a Spoils of War and I blocked it out. So the last match, so I was able to block it out and keep the Blood Rush Fellow, which I then Arsenal. So the next turn, the final turn, he did a Minerva, so he flipped out. Attack for 3. I had a non-attack action cards I could get rid of, so I blocked it out with it. Then he goes, okay, I'm going to Blade Runner Red. Then he goes Blade Runner Red again. I'm at 7, so that's coming in for lethal. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll block with a Blood Rush Bellow that's in my hand, and I have one in the arsenal, so I could Blood Rush Bellow next turn. And he goes, I had like block 3 coming in for 9, block 3. I take 6, I'm down to 1, and he goes Iron Song, red Iron Song response. Like, damn, I'm dead. So the next game I played was against Dash, and I played against David from Unisyn's Games. He did come over here, and he played Dash. We were just racing each other, and the last turn I drew the nuts on him because I Arsenal blue barraging beatdown into my arsenal. So his turn, all he did was just play Spark of Genius and pull out Teklo Heart or Teklo Core, and then he just passed his turn. So I had in my hand a red barraging beatdown, what you call it? I think a blue, any blue plus Blood Rush Bellow, and then a 6. So 2 barraging beatdown, discard intimidate 2 cards. Then I did a Blood Rush Bellow, and I discard 1, so that's 3 intimidate. And so the first claw was coming in for 10. He can only block 3. He was like 8, so he goes down to 1. Then I clawed again for another 5, so he had nothing else to block. So that's how the game is. So right now I'm 1-1. We just made the break point to 17 people, so it's gonna go 5 rounds. I have to win every single round because I lost the first round to make it top 8. Chances are very slim. They have very strong players over here, but wish me luck. Again, I forgot to update on the third round, and so I played an Ohem, and we were down. It was a very close match. I lost, so but we were 1-1 at the last very turn. But there was a turn where I did I was about to do major damage, and he stopped me dead on my track. Where I think I did a Blood Rush Bellow turn into I think a Wild Boar for 8, and I discarded a Beast Within, which got me a Swing Big, and I had 1 floating. And so I had 1 floating, and he knew the Swing Big is coming, and I had 1 more card in my hand to like a red just to pitch it. So I had coming in for 8. So I was about to come in for the Swing Big for 10 right after. I had enough to pay for it, and all of a sudden he goes Stalagmite, boom. So he gave me a Frostbite token. So now Swing Big costs 3 instead of 2. I was like, shit, I'm down 1 resource. And I only had a red card, so I couldn't pitch for it. So I was like, shit, that could have come in for 10. So all I could do is I pitched those last 2 reds, and I swung for another claw for 5 instead of 10. And that was a big turnaround. He Stalagmite perfectly, and hey, well played on him. We were both 1-1, and he got me. And so that was a loss, so I was 1-2, so I was definitely not going to make it. And then the next game was against a Reinhardt. He's a fairly new player, Julian, so it wasn't much. I'm not saying that I stomped him and ha, but we tried to play it, and he got me down pretty hard because I couldn't really get much things out of it, and he blocked really efficiently. And he didn't really have the piece cards in there. He was just playing he just learned about a week ago. So kudos on him, and I'm always welcome and helpful to people who are new, because hey, we gotta really help with the community, grow the community. Hey, the game is only 2 or 3 years old, and I think about Magic and everything, 20, 30 years. They're approaching 30 years. So year 3 and everything, 10 years from now, he's gonna be one of the veterans. So, all right. So my brother is 4-0. He's right there, right behind me. You see him right there. He's 4-0, and for his Kano, and I'm relying on Big Brother to help bail me out so I could get this Spring Tightening playmat. Go, Big Brother! Okay, so guys, that's it for me. I just lost my 5th game against the Kano. The Kano just kept Kanoing. He always draws blues, and then he Kano. So the last turn he did was I forgot what was that. I think I was at 12 or something. Yeah. So I was at 12. He Kano. He did a whole bunch of Kano where he got a lot of cards with the tome and everything. But the last one I remember is he Kano a Voltic Bolt, a red Voltic Bolt. Then he Kano again for a red Snapback. So he played the red Voltic Bolt for hit me for 5. I just took it because I had 2 reds, and it was my Blood Rush Bellow turn, so I had 2 reds. So I was just I'm gonna take it. Then he goes snap back for another 3. I was like, shit, you have it. So he snapped back, so that's 8. So I went down from, let's say, 12 minus 5, that's 7. 7 minus 3, that's 4. And it comes in for placing it for 8. I can only block 4, so that's it, lethal for me, and that's done. So I am 2-3. I only won 2 games. Just same thing as my last one. I don't know. I think it's just my play style. Like I literally net deck this deck from people who like win like crazy with this deck. It's just skill gap, you know. I'm not that good, so the way I play is not as par as people that play like wins this thing. But my brother, he is 4-1, so he's definitely going to go to the top 8 with his kingdom. So I'm just gonna stick around just to see how he does, and I'll update you on him later. Peace. So yes, as you can see, my skill gap, even though I neck deck a person's Reinhardt deck, and those people have really good success rate with the Reinhardt, as it goes to show that just because you have the top deck in the meta or wherever it is, doesn't mean that you're always going to win. It comes down to your skills, how your decision making. That's why I actually do enjoy this game a lot. You could have all the necessary card, but if you don't use the right decision or make the right decision, right, it could be the difference between a win and a lose. And I felt like a good amount of the matches, I felt that I was going a little bit too defensive, and instead of taking a risk where Reiner should, and I feel like that's the reason why I lost. But who knows? Maybe the other person that I played against, they got very lucky. Okay, the only match that I felt really not really salty, but like kind of like frustrated is that first Kasai when I drew nothing but 3 reds and 2 yellows, 3 reds, 2 yellows, like I don't know how many times, and then I finally caught a break where I got an actual power turn, and the guy played a Spores of War, and then I fully blocked it out. I was like, yes, I fully blocked it out. Oh look, I had to pass up my turn, but I drew 4 again. I was like, oh, this is a good hand. Maybe I could like take some damage and then come back. And then he goes Spores of War again, back to back. I was like, oh. So that was my only match that I lost, that I felt the odds were so stacked against me. Not only I was drawing bad hand, but when I finally got it, he gets good hands. So that's all. And yes, this playmat will stay in my collection. It's not really going anywhere, as you can see. All my playmats in here. And even though I can't win it, I have to pay for it. But that's alright with me. As I say, I don't really put in the effort, the time and effort to get good at deck, to really, because I have other priorities. This is more of like a hobby for me, and I do admit that I'm not good enough to be in this high level thing, but that doesn't mean I don't get that I'm not gonna enjoy this game. I met a lot of good people today, a lot of friendly people, and made new friends, and people that I will see there, and a lot of friendly people. Like even though I lost the games, like it came down to the wire every single time. Not like it was a big blowout every single time. And only like one person that I didn't really chat up afterwards, and I don't know. I tried to chat up, but I felt like that person, I'm not gonna name who. He wasn't really much of a social guy. Well, not to me at least. But 99% of the people who I play against, they're like, yo, let's play another game. Like, let's go another round, even though it doesn't matter. But we just love playing, and that's the community. And I talked to David about building the community, new players and all that stuff. Us players who have been in the game and know the in and out of the game, not like highly competitive, but like a good amount of it, should make the effort to go out of our way to help newer people so we could grow the community, and also set the trend or set the mood that, hey, everybody's been in your shoes before. where they're new and some things are messed up, but instead of pouncing on them and telling them, hey, you can't do that, no, or just like raging on them, you should, be very patient, be a little more understanding that we all been there, and guide them through it, because nothing really deters a new player from getting into a game than a group of people, or people, one person after the other, one player, every time they play a person, that person is always on top of them and like being very anal about like not playing the right hand and all that stuff. It's like, why would that new person ever want to mingle themselves in this type of community if they are not felt welcome and that stuff? And that's a prime example, because I know a kid, he's a high schooler. He was like, at that time, 12 years old. Imagine 12 years old, you play a Yu-Gi-Oh game, and then as soon as you play this card, which is not supposed to, your opponent goes like, dude, man, you can't play that thing, and just really rages on him. Meanwhile, he could simply say, hey, you just can't play that. I was like, oh yeah, just take it back, or like, you're not even take it back, you just can't play that, okay? And be more understanding. So, imagine what type of detrimental effect you just did to that kid, or let's just say it's not a kid, it's a person, an adult. You're raging on against an adult. All right, so it just leaves a bad taste, and that might set the trend. Maybe that person later on, they're gonna do the same thing too. The cycle continues. So like, all I'm saying is, hey, I'm not a great player, but I'm a decent player, and I'm always here trying to help anybody. Because like I said before, 2, 3, 5, 10 years down the line from now, those new players that today, we veterans, and they're gonna be meeting new players or new like younger generation playing this game, and they're gonna think back at that time. It's like, hey, remember that time I was the same exact way, and this person really helped me. Let's pay it forward. Okay, so that's all I have for today, ladies and gentlemen. I know this is a very long video, but I hope you really have patience for new players or anybody that needs help, because like I say, this is more than just a game. This is a social gathering. This is I don't even know how to really say it, but it's meeting people. It's more interactive. It's more than just winning. It's about creating connections and relationship with people in the flesh and blood. I know that sounds so cliche, but thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.